to see it every summer. And the main thing that I say to people is so that they're ready and then people can move over. I would display them.
Okay. Imagine if we wanted to do an unveiling.
Recognize you when you came in.
It's a great honor for us here in Waterloo and Seneca County to welcome the Secretary of State and his staff and our friends and neighbors from Geneva to celebrate three very important and vibrant projects that would not be possible without the support of the Department of State. And so without further ado, I'd like to welcome and introduce the Secretary of State for New York State, Secretary Perales. Thank you for being here, sir.
I'm delighted to be here. I really mean that. I wanted to come up here in the summertime when folks talk about the beauty of the Seneca Lake region. And so I'm very, very pleased to be here in Waterloo. I'm going to be very brief in my remarks because I, like most of you, want to learn what's going on and what it is that we're developing. But the idea behind our investment, because this is what it is, it's an investment in tourism, is that this is going to be a key part of the economic development of this part of our state. The governor's approach to developing the region's economy is to talk to people at the local level. And so there was a regional economic council, I assume many of you know that, that came up with a set of plans. And one of the key portions of that was to develop tourism in this part of our state. It's not that people don't know about the beauty of this region, but we've got to develop it to attract more and more people to come here. And so I am very, very pleased to participate in this ceremony and the cutting of the ribbon of this 3-mile trail, which is really representative of much greater plans. And I think we'll hear a little bit about them, about the length of this. But it's going to be a place where people are going to want to come. People who want to come and enjoy the Seneca Lake region, and what it is that it offers. And I think it is key, because we've got to develop the economy throughout our state. This is a key element of the development of our economy. We're going to hear a little bit about the museum that we hope will be available soon. It's only now in the drawing stage, but it's going to be real, just as what is behind me was only an idea not too long ago. This is, I think, a truly beautiful place. It's going to attract many, many more people to this part of our state. And I'm just glad to be here today to be one of the first people to enjoy the beauty of this and this trail. So again, I came here more to listen to you, see how it is that you are using our state dollars, which I'm told by my staff, you guys are doing a great job here. So I'm very, very glad to be here, and thank you all very much for joining me.
Thank you very much, Mr. Secretary. Well, back to Waterloo, the birthplace of Memorial Day, right, Dave?
It is.
Nationally recognized birthplace of Memorial Day. The Cayuga-Seneca Canal Trail had been in the master planning and contemplation phase for many years. And I don't want to steal the thunder of Mayor Ted Young or Town Supervisor Gary Westfall, but we would not be standing here today with this section completed without the support of the Department of State. And so we're very grateful. And I'd like to invite Waterloo Mayor Ted Young to come up for a couple of remarks.
Good afternoon and thank you. Like Mitch said, this took a long time to come to fruition. A little over 8 years ago, as the pictures over here show, this was a old railroad bed, abandoned, owned by New York State Electric and Gas, and through a lot of people and forming a committee, decided that we'd like to have a trail, to go up here, walking trail and bicycle trail. And we applied for a lot of grants and stuff like that, and everything came through. Clear Lakes Regional Economic Council Your office and everything helped us immensely for the grants and everything that we needed for this completion. This week alone, a lot of the work has been finalized in the first 2.5 mile section, which starts here and ends up at Kendrick's Creek. The other sections above, the next 2.5 miles that will eventually lead us into Seneca Lake State Park, are under construction, but will hope to be done later this fall. I'd be remiss right now. I just want to, give you some personal thanks here. First off, to Governor Andrew Cuomo for allowing all these grants, and his dedicated staff and the Secretary of State, Mr. Perales, for giving us a hand through all this. I'd also like to thank the Seneca County Board of Supervisors and Mitch Rowe, the county manager. Even though there were some supervisors that weren't for this, it still came to pass. The town of Waterloo, Supervisor Gary Westfall, my good friend. Highway Superintendent Joe Mall. Town of Fayette, Supervisor Cindy Lorenzetti and her highway crew. The Rotary Club and Boy Scouts for the bridges that have been completed up above. Special thanks. Steve, I want you to come up just a second so everybody can get a shot at you here. This is my street department superintendent, Steve Ward. Without his dedication, his knowledge of how to do things and everything else, because this is not a one-man show, Steve and his crew did a tremendous amount of work here. And with clearing, putting the stone dust down and everything, and a very deep thanks and appreciation and everything for what you've done. It was 8 years to make this all come together and become a reality. And it was communities and towns that came together through sharing of equipment, knowledge, manpower. That is what has made this come to pass. There goes the scissors. Just one more thing. I want to send out a special thanks to Vince Scalise. Vince was the chairman of this committee. He can't be here today. He's recovering from surgery. But he kept this dream alive, and he kept the committee together, and he never gave up hope that one day this would be finished and he'd be able to stroll through the Finger Lakes or ride a bicycle through the Finger Lakes, connecting the state parks, the canal systems, and everything all the way straight through to God knows where. So again, thank you. Thanks to the state. Thank you, Perales, Secretary, and thank you everybody for intermunicipal cooperation at its finest. Again, thank you and enjoy. Or how do they say it? Take a hike.
Before we cut the ribbon and conclude our ceremonies, I'd like to invite Town of Waterloo Supervisor Gary Westfall to come forward. And real quick, as Gary's coming up, the first EPF grant that we received went to the Town of Waterloo for the survey and engineering work that allowed us to have our roadmap. We had a master plan, but the actual detailed engineering and the topographical survey work and the evaluation of the bridges all took place through a grant that the town received from the Department of State that laid the foundation for the construction activities. And so I just wanted to mention that, and again introduce Gary Westfall, the supervisor of the Town of Waterloo.
It's the development of the Cayuga-Seneca Canal Trail has been in the planning stage for many years, as we indicated. It is only through the support of the New York State Department of State that the trail is actually being constructed. It will be enjoyed by many and will be a tremendous recreational and tourist asset for Seneca County and the region. I appreciate you all coming, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
1, 2, 3. All right, here we go. All right.